Eastern suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. Took flight, come on. Born in Bondi, so the skies ignite. From the east our spirits rise. Red, white, blue, our story told. From nothing we rose, made our claim. Eastern pride, we built our name. Stronger now, we never fall. Rooster spirit standing tall. Yeah, come on, feel that pride, let's go. Since the start the legacy lives. Power the heartbeat gives. Red and blue, we walk with pride. Fans by side, can't hide our vibe. Flags up high, crowd in sync. Roosters rule, we never blink. Eastern suburbs. Eastern suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs, Roosters! Get up! Feel that pride! Grand on fire, glory set. Fighting with fire, no regrets. Yeah! Every tackle, every try.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sydney Roosters Diehards, and welcome to a new segment on the channel where we're going to be going through a little bit of a discussion video called Chooks Agenda. So basically what it is, in between the regular schedules of our Chook Chat podcast and our news roundups and that, just a little bit of a discussion videos, a little bit of opinions video where we're going through some questions, series, and doubtful points, and having a little bit of a discussion on there for you guys for about 20 to 25 minutes or so. Don't have a lot planned to start off with, but I just thought there was a few things actually that while I was off air last night, I had some questions in around myself and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I just wanted to just wanted to come on and have a think about and discuss it with you guys. So that's what this stream is going to be about. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards. And thank you to our regular viewers that are in here as well. G'day to Jason as well, who's here as well. And and if you'd like to subscribe and give us a follow on my personal page, Haynes_YT, me muchly appreciated as well. All right, let's get into it. So obviously there was a few things that I just had some really, queries and that kind of stuff since going off air yesterday. So I just wanted to run it by you guys and let me know your thoughts as well in the comments and that, what do you think about it. So the first one, so I put up a post I saw on Twitter and I saw it on Facebook from some Roosters pages. I wanted to put it on the Diehards yesterday. The Roosters are looking to so what I got here. So the Roosters are looking to secure another finals footy berth. Okay, so let me read out the quote here. So the Roosters are looking to reach the finals in 2026 for its 10th consecutive season, which would be a club record. The last time we missed finals was in 2016, which is the first and only time we have missed finals footy under Trent Robinson since taking over in 2013. Can we achieve that? Obviously. But that isn't obviously the main talking point. Theo actually who commented on the post, which I'll read it out. Is our coach under pressure this year? What does the Chooks need to achieve this season for security for Trent Robinson? Now, it's a very interesting point. And obviously it depends on who you ask. If you ask a Roosters fan that are massively Robbo, I don't even think the passionate diehard proper Roosters fans have never questioned Robbo's credibility or anything whatsoever, right? But obviously the pundits and some fans have, haven't been, I guess in a way, happy with Trent Robinson the last couple of seasons, obviously because we haven't really been anywhere near a premiership since 2019. So it's got me really interested, especially with the way we recruited this season and the way we look on paper. And obviously our optimism is high with the Roosters this year, and considering the fact that, we're going to be you could say one of the early contenders that will take out this title this season. So obviously there's going to be is there a lot of pressure on Trent Robinson? Look, I don't think the board and I don't think the club are in any situation to go questioning the future of Trent Robinson. I think, obviously they've got a great relationship. They work really, really well together. So I don't think I'm not hinting there's any sort of questions or that kind of conversations yet. I don't think I still think it's a long way away, of course. But just considering the fact that the Roosters haven't been anywhere near a premiership since winning the comp in 19, obviously circumstances like 2020 with injuries, 21 injuries, they're fine. But like 2022, 2023 were disappointing seasons. I think 2024 was understandable. We made a prelim final, but, when you lose Brendan Smith and Sam Walker a week out from finals is obviously going to play a massive role in the finals. But like, I think it's fair to say that we weren't really putting any pressure on Melbourne and Penrith in 2024. 2025, obviously, it was a roller coaster year, but I think definitely the way how we're able to transition the side and play that solid footy where we did make finals in a transition year at the club, I thought it was, I think Robbo deserved a lot of credit for. And I think it's definitely bought him plenty of time within the fan base. Like I said, I don't think I'm not going out here and saying that Robbo's under pressure. Is he under pressure? I don't think so. But what would be the turning point is my reason why I've come on and asked about this segment. I've included into this segment. Why? What do you think would be the final? Well, not to say final nail in the coffin, but what would be the first sort of cracks under Trent Robinson? What would that be? Has it started to? I don't think so. Because, I'm not saying that the playing group is not playing for Robbo. You can tell, any player, former player, even Terrell May last year has the highest praises for Trent Robinson. Anyone you think of, everyone talks about on what a perfect coach he is. And I consider Trent Robinson one of the best top 5 coaches in the game. And by far, alongside Jack Gibson, is our best ever coach of all time. But, is it, when would be, the first sort of questions to be asked? So when does Nick Politis go out and say, look, we love Robbo, we work well together, he is our guy. But we just say, for example, if we don't make the top 4, don't make a grand final this year, we're sitting at the end of season review with another premiership out the door. Robbo, let's go through Robbo's resume. He's won 2 premierships, 3 premierships, 5 minor premierships, 3 World Cup challenges, 12 out of 13 finals appearances. But in between 2019 and 2025, 2026, when do you think, you go, okay, is it enough? Is top 8 finishes enough for us? And I know with the club, we have on our emblem, we play for premierships. It's a big talking point. So, within that, if it doesn't succeed, I'm not, like I said, I am not hinting whatsoever. I am 100% a Robbo guy. I love Robbo. But when would the conversation start to appear of his job under pressure? Will it be, I think, like I said, 2024 was a decent season, but we left a little bit left out there. 2025 was great in the way of our transition period. And I think that's definitely bought him plenty of time to go and win a premiership in the next couple of seasons. But when will it be the decisions are starting to be made? Is are we happy with, underachieving, making finals great and all that, but not really challenging for a title? So I think the way I think of it will be around about the end of this year, where we finish up this year. If we don't make a top 4, I think that's when the first questions are asked. But if we make the top 4, we go anywhere, we go deep into the season, I think all good in the hood. But if we fail to get to, just say, if we get to week 1, week 2 of the finals this year with the squad we have, I think that's when the questions might start to appear. But I'm not hinting it whatsoever. I'm not saying that it's ever going to happen. I just am a bit curious, because obviously I'm an idiot because I read so much talk around media, and especially rival fans when they don't really rate Trent Robinson, which is just complete rubbish because he's up there with one of the best coaches in the game, and I'll put my hand on heart and absolutely believe that, bias or not, I still believe that. But I generally think when does the club, like, that's the thing I want to ask you guys as well, when does the club finally, like, not finally, but when does the club decide, are we happy with just top 8 finishes and not premierships and that? So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Wolfie, g'day Hainsey, g'day Wolfie, how are you, my friend? Roosters need to make the grand final. Look, I think that's a little bit yeah, but I think top 4, I think especially with the relationship with Trent Robinson and the board and Nick Politis and that, and especially how much love and respect all the club, everyone involved in the club, the players, the coaching staff, the support staff, and all that, they all have love and respect for Trent Robinson. They love what he does. So it's not like at other clubs where he's lost the dressing room with the playing group. No, he hasn't. He will never lose the playing group because they are all bought in for what he has to achieve and such, and especially considering how good of a coach he is and how a player manager as well he is, kind of thing. So, but yeah, I'm very, very intrigued about that one. That's why I actually come up with this segment, because I've had these kind of opinion videos where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I want to hear my thoughts, give my thoughts out and hear your thoughts. Who you support? Shut up, Lummy. Shut up. But no trauma, no injuries, and we don't make top 4, he will be questioned. I think so. Obviously, like I said, especially when rival fans go, oh, but Robbo hasn't really fired a shot. They are true in some capacity, but at the same time, you got to read the context. With 2020, we lose Victor Radley, Sam Verrills with season-ending injuries. 2021, Luke Keary season-ending, Lindsay Collins season-ending, Brett Morris season-ending / career. Boy Corden retired midway through the season, didn't play a game. Jake Friend retired after round 1. Circumstances, and we definitely punched above our weight in 2021. 2022 was disappointing. Yes, 2023 was also disappointing, but extremely proud in 2023, where we picked ourselves off the canvas with a month left in the season in the bottom 4, and we managed to get to literally a minute away from a prelim final if it wasn't for Nick Warbrick being an absolute menace. Will Warbrick, not Nick. Will Warbrick being an absolute menace to us and out-leaping Junior Ponga in that game, which I can guarantee you if Daniel Tupou or Suoliti were playing in that game, that result doesn't happen. And obviously, 2024 was a very, very, really good season where, unfortunately, even though I don't think we win the comp that year, I think we definitely be a lot more competitive in the final series against Penrith and Melbourne with Sam Walker and Brendan Smith on the field. And, we were literally one hand in the second spot in that season until we lost to Canberra without Sam Walker and Brendan Smith in that game. And obviously this year was, a lot of people predicted us to miss finals. We got to week 1 of the finals with that young squad in the transition period. I thought it was a really, really successful season for our standards. Obviously, as a club standard, you probably think not, but I think you've got to give us the benefit of the doubt for 2025. But I do agree, in 2022 and 2023, they were very underwhelming years. 2024, it was good, prelim final, but I felt like we missed a little bit more out there in 2024. I think the Roosters will top 4 finish, says Jason Reeder. I hope so. I really believe we can do that, and I really hope so. We need to get 2 bites of the cherry in the final series and hopefully get through to a grand final and hopefully be there on the big day. I'll never question him unless we finish last with a team like this. Or miss finals, I think. I reckon miss finals would be the first type of question marks. I think if we did miss finals this year, I think that's when the questions might have been asked. But I'm not saying they're ever going to happen, but I'm just saying if they do happen. Charlie says Roosters Broncos 2026 grand final. I don't mind that. I reckon I might have that as my grand final. I reckon that's going to be, it's not like, obviously Penrith have come down a bit, so you don't really say that Penrith are screaming out to win the title. So I reckon it's like this year, a very open race, and hopefully we're in there come the business end. Wasn't it the year that Harry Grant knocked the ball on? Yes, it was, Lummy. Don't remind me. I was in Melbourne, and that was just heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. And they went on to score that set. Yes, they did. Yep. Thanks for bringing it up, Lummy. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. So I just wanted to bring up on that one. All right. There was also another thing I really wanted to so like just I had okay, so last night I was filming a video for my personal channel, Hainsey_T. Haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to the content. Obviously, we do our game day vlogs and our live stream watch alongs will be on there this season for our Roosters games and that. So I just got to find a post it now. Okay, so obviously I was ranking. So I was going on there and ranking the best and worst marquee signings that we've signed under Trent Robinson, and obviously you get the hint, right? No spoiler alerts, but like we all get the idea where James Tedesco is going to be ranked and Cooper Cronk going to be ranked on this list, right? Like it's the writing on the pudding, right? So it took me about half an hour to film that and then edit it and all that kind of stuff and have it out there for you guys next week sometime, something like that. But got me curious though, like as soon as it's like the lucky stars kind of thing, or it's like the what's the word for them? Like there's always like the timing and that like coincidence and all that kind of stuff. So as soon as I finished up and all that, and I was like scrolling through my phone before I went to bed last night, come up against this reel from Johnny Tuivasa-Sheck. We all know Johnny Tuivasa-Sheck, where obviously he brother to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and obviously, which actually comes up funny today because when I asked in yesterday's episode where we asked what was the greatest Roosters win of all time, one was actually sent in on my comments saying that the 2016 grand final in the 20s when we came back from 28-6 down against Penrith with the likes of Dylan Edwards and Isaiah Yeo and that playing that side. So, and obviously Johnny Tuivasa-Sheck scored the match-winning try for the Roosters that day. So that's where I'm going with that. But obviously he does a podcast with his brother Roger, and obviously they had an Instagram reel up, and how Roger Tuivasa-Sheck was praising former club great Anthony Minichiello, saying that he was one of the best. So obviously, but long story short, Johnny Tuivasa-Sheck was asking his brother your top 5 goats in the NRL, and the first one he mentioned was Anthony Minichiello. So we all know RTS was tipped to be the successor for Minichiello after he retired in 2014 at fullback. 2015 was probably, you could argue, one of his best years in the NRL alongside his Dally M year in 2018. Then obviously we all know the story where he did depart the Roosters at the end of that season to go to the Warriors in 2016, where it was absolutely heartbreaking, especially considering he was a fan favourite of the club in that time. Obviously we went through a rough patch with 2016. The only time we missed finals under Trent Robinson. 2017 was a great year, but we had Michael Gordon at the helm, which I have the highest of praises for because he had a great season for us in 2017. Then obviously 2018 arrives. We signed James Tedesco and Cooper Cronk, arguably the greatest ever player to ever play for the Roosters. And I will put it up there that James Tedesco is, if not the greatest fullback of all time, alongside Billy Slater. But then it got me interested about that, and then like the light bulb switched. Like one of the biggest sliding doors moments. Thinking about it in the meantime. What if Roger Tuivasa-Sheck never left the Sydney Roosters, and what our future would have been like between 2016 to 2021? I'm going off that timeline because that's when in 2022 he did depart the Warriors to go play Super Rugby. So I'm going to say in between 2016 to 2021, what our timeline is like. So I've sort of written it down a little bit, and we'll discuss it with you guys. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it because I'm very, very intrigued on it. Now, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck in 2016, if he remains at the Roosters, I don't think we miss finals. I think we don't come second last. I think we do play finals footy in 2016. In 2017, with Michael Gordon obviously at the helm, but I think if we had RTS at fullback in 2017, I think we obviously still finish second. I do think that we do beat the Cowboys in the prelim final, and I do think that we go really, really close of beating Melbourne in that grand final. I'm not going to say we are. I am going to say we would make that grand final in 2017. Now, this is where it gets very, very interesting. Now, in 2018, if RTS is, I don't think James Tedesco was obviously the main reason why we got Cooper Cronk. But let's just say, in this timeline, RTS is our fullback going into the 2018 season. Do we eventually sign Cooper Cronk? Obviously, I don't think we get Tedesco. I think we keep Roger because he's like the next favorite son after Minicello. I do think in 2018 we do win the premiership. But in 2019, though, this was obviously, I'm just going off the fact that 2018 was RTS's best year. Let's just say it was the same form. 2018, he wins the Dally M and blitz the competition, and we win the 18 premiership. 19, obviously this was the year of Tedesco. Tedesco comes in and in his second season and blitz the competition. He was the best player in the world. No one could touch him. Wins a Dally M. He wins a Clive Churchill. Oh, no, he doesn't. He wins a Dally M. He wins a Wally Lewis medal. Scores a match-winning try in both the grand final in the Origin as well for New South Wales. But my question is, though, do we win the 2019 grand final with Roger at the helm or with Tedesco? If we didn't have Tedesco, we had Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And obviously 2020, I think we remain the same. And then 2021, do we make finals with all the injury concerns we had in 2021? Do we make finals? Because I generally believe James Tedesco carried our side on his back and got us into week 2 of the finals. You look at the career of James Tedesco at the Roosters, which I like. 7 out of the last 8 Jack Gibson Medal awards, 2-time Dally M medal winner in 2024 in 2019, 2-time premiership winner. He's captained his country, he's captained his state to victories in World Cups and State of Origin series and that. But what a massive sliding doors moment for both the career of James Tedesco and obviously the future of the Sydney Roosters and the West Tigers. What do you reckon the West Tigers would have been if they were able to maintain James Tedesco and keep James Tedesco while we kept Roger Tuivasa-Sheck? What do you reckon the history and the timeline would be like? Be completely different in my opinion. But this is not me having a go at Roger Tuivasa-Sheck because he was absolutely a gun for the Roosters between 2013 and 2015. And I still hand on heart believe that his time at the Roosters was better than the time of the Warriors, even though he did win the Dally M in 2018. I still think he had a better career at the Roosters in the 4 years that he was here with us. But, it's just like a light bulb switch moment, like the sliding doors, like a sliding doors moment. Like, you think of these things, right? Like, just out of the blue, it's like, what if he did stay? Where does Tedesco go? Does he stay at the Tigers? Does the Tigers make finals footy for the first time in 10 years? Or whatever, like 14 years now, but you get what I'm trying to say? Like, the timeline of the NRL could be completely different. But what a sliding doors moment. You take your vine back to 2016 when Roger departs. We come second last. In a little bit of a rough patch. 2017, we find a way out of it. Then it comes 18 around. We sign Tedesco. We sign Cooper Cronk. We win back-to-back titles. And then James Tedesco becomes one of the greatest Roosters of all time and becomes one of the best fullbacks of all time. 7 out of 8 Jack Gibson medals. He's won 2 Dally M's in that time. He's won multiple Fullback of the Year awards. He's a Wally Lewis medal winner. He's captained his state to a series win. He's captained his country to a World Cup. Like, just a sliding doors moment. All it took was Roger Tuivasa-Sheck to go to the Warriors, and look at how it all unfolded. And it just got me thinking how much we love Roger and how good he was at the Roosters. What if it would have been different? What would it have been if he was still there? Let me know in the comments what are you guys' thoughts on that? Because I'm obviously just watching that reel after doing the signing thing and after doing the tier ranking video yesterday on my channel. I'm just like myself, like, what if kind of thing? What if? That just got me so curious and intrigued. Going through that, watching that reel, just thinking of that stuff yesterday. Michael says, "What would Trent be under pressure exactly?" Look, his job. If like I said earlier, like I don't think he is under pressure, but would he be under pressure? What would be? I think what I'm trying to explain in the the article, the title, and in the point of this video, and excuse me, would be what would it be to be a pass mark for the Roosters, and what would be a season where it's a satisfactory for Coach Trent Robinson? What would it be? What would a failure of a season would look like for him, kind of thing, pressure wise? That's sort of what I'm trying to get around about. The Roosters can cheer every Saturday and every play and make sure he feel at home. I will take so much pressure off him. Yeah, and I think so. I think the fan base will respond to him, and then obviously he has the playing staff, the players and the coaching staff, and they're all around him. And yeah, it's obviously just going to be pressure from the media. I'm pretty sure the fan base and maybe rival fans like in Manly and that would see otherwise. But apart from that, like I'm pretty sure the club will do all the things right to make sure we get the best out of him this season and potentially in 2027. And the last thing I just wanted to excuse me, the last thing I really wanted to just touch on, just very, very quickly. Obviously this is not part of it, but this is a bit of a news thing. There's wanted to quickly add in here. 2026 off contract players. So we've got obviously DCE. He's got the player option. Angus Crichton is aged 29. Tommy Talau was signed for the 1 year. Daniel Tupou off contract. Siwa Wong is set to re-sign, and obviously Mark already leaving. So what players would you like to see re-sign with the Chooks? Obviously that was posted by Lummy the other day, a couple of hours ago. I think Gus, Tommy Talau, Toops would be the three, and Siwa Wong. I think there's already been reset, but I think in particular Angus Crichton, Daniel Tupou, Siwa Wong will be the main three priorities at the moment. I think obviously Siwa has re-signed, I believe. That's set to be confirmed, but I do believe that has a done deal. Angus Crichton, not too sure where Gusman is off to at the moment, but obviously there's talks of rugby, but obviously it'll be the Roosters or rugby. Mark's already going. DCE, it's all on him. He's got a player option. He can, decide to activate whatever he wants. I think Tommy Talau is more of a def signing, but if he does well, he might be given another season under us. So, and then obviously it all depends on Daniel Tupou. How does Tupou feel at the end of this season? Is he ready to move on, or is he ready to continue on for another season or so? So it's very up in the air at the moment. But I think the main priority at the moment would be Siwa Wong, which looks like that's going to be confirmed. And I think the next one may be either Angus Crichton, in my opinion. They're the two main ones that we might need as a priority re-signing. And then later in the season that we can get the likes of Daniel Tupou to re-sign if he wants to. Tommy Talau, how he goes in the season. And does he continue on? And does DCE continue on for another year? So that's all at the air at the moment. And be interesting to see where that goes. All right, I've been on around about half an hour, so that might do us, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. I just wanted to, but yeah, so obviously we might do this on maybe a weekly basis in between our regular scheduling. So hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you guys agree, like this sort of content. If you do enjoy do enjoy the channel so far, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Hang on, Leaguey's here. Leaguey's finally arrived. What do you want? He might have moved past the Robbo topic, but to me, he brought a lot of time last year. I think him blooding these young guys was massive. Yeah, I completely agree, Leaguey, mate. By far, just and that's why I've got so much hype and so much hope and promise about this season, is because these guys have had that taste of first grade. They know what to expect, and they know what is required for a 30-week season of like, not even that, but obviously preseason as well. But like, obviously that's going to help that. But yeah, I think especially making finals last year has definitely backed off a lot of critics around Trent Robinson. And I think a very successful season this year as well will put that to bed as well. But if we do have like a good a quality side that we have on paper, and we don't really look anywhere near a premiership threat that we're supposed to be, I think that's when the questions might be asked again. And maybe the first time we might see it be questioned within the four walls of the Roosters. So time will tell. But I do think he's got a lot of time up his sleeve, Leaguey. But at the same time, When does that safe security start to be questioned? That's sort of the topic we were asking about. But I do think he's got plenty of time up his sleeve, and I'm not even suggesting or hinting that it is going to happen. But obviously, this is just questions Q&A kind of thing where I just want to give my thoughts on hear your thoughts on it. So, but yeah, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for tuning in. I want to see DC win another premiership. Hopefully this year the swan song arrives. But I really hope you got. Thank you so much for taking out your time today. Really, really appreciate it. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards. Give us a follow on the Instagram as well for your latest Roosters up-to-date news and opinions. We'll be back on very, very soon. I don't think I've got anything planned for tomorrow. Maybe Thursday or Friday. We'll let you guys know when we're on. We'll also be filming the Chooks Chat podcast this week sometime. We'll have that out during the week as well. And we'll go see you either Thursday or Friday. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, it's goodbye for now and go the Roosters.